live a good and fulfilling life, and for Emily's siblings, for Ian and Elizabeth. And most of all, Diana, for keeping the lines of communication open as we raised our daughter. Thank you, Mom, Frances, Emily's grandmother, for whom she has a special relationship, who, along with Ann and Warren, Diana's parents, Bill and Sarah Trilling, and Harold and Grandma Gilda, all of whom, as surrogates, provided the love and security that only grandparents are able to do. Thank you also to Jim and Ann, Jeremiah's parents, for bringing up an exceptional young man. Thank you to you, Joellen, my wife and loving companion, and Emily's stepmom, who fell in love with Emily when she fell in love with me. Heartfelt thanks to all of you for collectively raising an exceptional young woman. It's great to see so many familiar faces and some who I've just met who have all become family through Jeremiah and Emily. I know you've come to share in their happiness today, and I'd like to thank you on their behalf. I also know that we have people who can't be here today, but wherever they are, I'm sure they're also celebrating. And if only my dad could have been here to see it. Today is one of those days I imagine since the first time I held a tiny Emily in my hands when she was born. However, I only remember in a very abstract way that there would be a man involved. I've gotten to know Jeremiah pretty well since he and Emily started dating, and I figure he can handle anything if he can handle Thanksgiving at my mom's house. So it's my greatest joy that Emily has chosen such a smart and loving and capable young man with which to share her life. Welcome to our family, Jeremiah. I knew Emily was going to be an unusual child from the day she was born, but there is one story I'd like to share. Diana and I wanted Emily to go to school a year early, but she was born, I guess in those days, a month too late. She had to take a special test unless she wanted to wait an entire year. Most of the questions were easy for Emily, were easy for her, but there was one on which she hesitated. I could almost see her little brain calculating. The question was, what's the first day of the week? Emily thought for a minute, and then she said, it depends on where you start. The guy who was doing the test wrote a positive recommendation. I've had some pretty good days in my life, but the day that Emily was born was the best. I can remember the sunrise and the crisp rural Pennsylvania fall day and watching Diana and our daughter resting together just minutes after her birth. But every day spent with Emily is great. Whether it was watching her gluing blocks and sawdust together in my wood shop, or as a crawling infant eating kibble out of our giant German Shepherd's food bowl. Developing a passion for writing, falling in love with science, mucking out horse stalls, playing with her cousins and friends, all dressed up for high school prom, seeing her face after getting accepted to Brandeis and at Harvard Med, and being able to peek into her world as a physician doing important, difficult, and satisfying work. How could a father be prouder? But mostly, Emily is fun to hang out with. I love watching her dressing a near feral barn cat in dog clothing, and the cat enjoying it. And spending hours training a stray dog that we brought home from the boatyard, giving first aid to her plastic horses and cows, holding up a giant flounder caught while fishing with her Aunt Terry and Uncle John and her cousins Matt and Dan, asking question after question and demanding answers. Working on a science project that we called Frankenstein because we used the hot dog as an electrical resistor. Watching her jump fearlessly into a frigid Maine bay, watching her walking confidently away, waving casually over her shoulder as we dropped her off at college, sitting quietly reading, scuba diving in Puerto Rico, and taking a father-daughter trip to Catalina. Emily, You have brought joy to all our lives. Continue to enjoy your life knowing that you are loved. So please, raise your glasses to my son-in-law Jeremiah, and my beautiful daughter Emily. May you be friends to each other as only lovers can, and may you love each other as only best friends can.
Cheers.